Man, I just can't forget about this girl, can I? It's been 5 years since I've first met her, and time does heal, but you low-key can't forget the first girl you ever been with, can you? It didn't feel like a first love, but why has it stuck for this long? Let me tell you about this story, about this girl. It got me so sentimental. So it was back in September 2021. I was swiping on my Tinder on the train, back from a work event, and I was just swiping, and then cling, there was this Vietnamese girl who swiped back on me, and I'm also Asian as well, so I don't know if I need to say that, but I just say that anyways, I guess. So we were texting back and forth for probably a week, and she seemed pretty interested. Like we FaceTimed as well just before our first ever date, and I'm not gonna get into details of what went down, but yeah, it went well. The FaceTime went well, and during our date, I had this sense of confidence to me, even though this is actually my first ever date and my first ever time picking up a girl, because she gave me her address, and I was gonna drive her to our date spot, which is like pretty close, like 5 minutes away from my house. But when I pulled up to her place, I complimented her, got out the car, complimented her, gave her a hug. We went back in my car, drove to the place to just get some dessert, and before we left the car, because I parked, she actually gave me a kiss on the cheek, and I knew that stuff was gonna go down that night, and that's why I had a sense of confidence. I remember just going to the dessert place, and it was a nice conversation. It was pretty small talk though, like nothing too crazy out of there, but we were just sharing the dessert together. Finished that, paid for it. It was only like 10-20 bucks. Went back to her place, and that was the night I actually lost my virginity as well. I was a virgin up to that point. I lost it late. I was 21 when I was back in 2021. It's been years since we last talked, but it's been it was a good first time when I lost that virginity, and I don't know why, but I guess relationship, or I'll call it situationship, was actually only 3 months. It's actually crazy. It was 3 months. And I still remember this girl years later. And you may be like, bro, just forget her, man. It's been years. How the fuck do you still remember her? It's like, I don't know. Like, I still remember her. And the times we had, those 3 months just felt like 6 months. Like, it just felt like a lot was done during that point. And it was a good time. And her personality was so bubbly and excited, and just really enjoying presence, and it felt nice having that kind of company from a woman. I guess the polarities of femininity and masculinity, I guess. But anyways, I'll get to the point on some of the red flags and what kind of decided for me that it wasn't gonna go forward. So it was a vacation trip, because I met her in September, let's say 2021. It was a vacation trip to Gold Coast I had during December that year as well. I was out with my boys, and we were just texting here and there. And I remember we FaceTime one time, and she mentioned that she re-downloaded Tinder just to see our messages again. And I was like, I just stared at her for like 5 minutes, not talking. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why would you re-download Tinder? And then she got pissed off for some shit, and then she ended the call. And then later she called back again. I don't know. This is such an annoying habit where she would get pissed off, she would end the call, and then 5 minutes later she would call again, and it just pisses me off. But she did that, and we didn't really get anywhere with that. And I was gonna have a conversation with her once I got back from the vacation, but I didn't let it discourage me, because during that December period was actually one of the days was actually my birthday. So I wanted to have the most fun I could during that vacation. But I remember when I came back from that vacation, it was only a week with my boys to Gold Coast. I went back, and my heart sank, because one of my close friends, he told me like, oh hey bro, like I was on Hinge just swiping and stuff, and actually saw on Hinge as well. And just seeing that from my friend, and seeing that she would do that to me, was just like, what the fuck, she's trying to cheat on me or something? Like, I know we weren't official, but I thought it didn't feel right. Like, I don't know, like I guess we didn't agree to things, and it just felt like a strange situation, because we weren't in a relationship, but we also were a bit closer than we thought we were. And I guess like I didn't have any say in like not asking her to be in that situation, but maybe I should have set my boundaries a bit more. But just seeing that was already bad enough, because she said she re-downloaded Tinder, she was already on Hinge, and she would also have a bad tendency with texting other guys as well. I remember one time she was like, oh, like, since I posted you on my Instagram stories, because she would post me on the Instagram stories as a highlight, and she was like, oh, like, she would text other guys as well, which was so strange. And she also mentioned that she was sad that her follower count went down, and that was already a big red flag. And just because of all the red flags, and me talking it with another friend of mine, who said like, oh bro, I think you gotta I'll be honest here. You gotta end things right now and then. Like I quite literally like, you know how we as guys give us some time because we're so sentimental. I quite literally ended it that day. I called her up. I was like, hey, let's meet. Let's meet for a date. I said, but it was under the president that I would end things right there. And for some reason that day, it was like really stormy as well. It was something out of a fucking movie or some shit. I pull up to her place that day. I think it was like December 17th. I can't fucking remember, but I pulled up to her place and fuck, like, she was wearing like this outfit I really liked. And it was like, it got me like fucked up. I was like, shit. I was like so pissed off and angry. Now I'm just like, I'm looking just a bit like fucking horny. I'm not gonna lie. I was just like, fuck, she's actually really cute in this outfit. I was just like admiring her, but I was like, no. Like, I remember she tried to like, touch my arm or whatever, but I didn't reciprocate her touch back during the car ride. And when I pulled over, like, to park, but by a curb or something, the rain got like really fucking heavy. And I remember she just started crying because she knew the mood was up. She was like, what's going on here? And I described everything. Like, I fucking pulled my heart out and just said everything that was going up. Like, the hinge, and like why she would do this and blah, blah, blah. And I guess she tried to lie her way out of it or something. Because, like, she said, like, no, I didn't download Hinge. Even when my friends showed me clearly that she was on Hinge. And I don't know, maybe I'm getting ghastly here, but I swear, like, on Hinge, like, if you're on there, it means that you recently used it, right? Like, or does it mean like you can still be on there even though, you uninstalled the app? I don't fucking know how it works. Like, maybe you guys can answer. But basically, we got into this verbal argument for like 10-20 minutes, and then like she got so angry, she left the car and she walked home. And it was only like a 10-15 minute walk home, but it was raining. Like, she walked all the way home because I don't know, she was just emotionally charged, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I called my friend, the same guy who found out she was on Hinge. We just talked about it, and I also asked him like, oh, like, wait, so if you delete Hinge, does your profile still show up and all that stuff? And while I was calling him, she started calling me back, and she started like ranting. She's like, why don't you believe me? Like, we were going so well. Like, why does it have to end this way? And then I drive back to where she walked home because it was like a 5-minute drive basically. She was just standing outside the house, like, she was like crying, like it was full raining and shit. And she goes back in the car, and then I just rant again. I also mentioned some other stuff, like mentioned some other stuff that popped up that didn't sit right with me. And basically I was just like thanking her for like all these moments and stuff. And she tried to seduce me. Like, she tried to be sly with it. She was like, you want to go back to my, yeah, she wanted me to go back to her fucking house, which is like where I parked next to it. And I guess like she wanted me to just like fuck the argument away, but I was like, no, like, this is a big trap in my head. So it took me all my fucking will to say like no, and I was just like, thanks for that, and thanks for the moments basically. And eventually, like, she left the car. I full bored my eyes out after that. Like, I cried so hard I started bleeding. Like, both of my nose were bleeding. Like, straight up, that's how hard I cried. And I remember this so stupid, but I remember going up to a Macca's and ordering like 24 nuggets. That was actually the best meal I had for some reason as well. Even though like I was so sad, like I bought my eyes out. Like, everything just hit all at once. Like, and yeah, to this day I remember, like, after that happened, like, I sent a big paragraph text back because she tried to call me or text me or whatever. She's like, oh, do you still want your birthday gift as well? Because she actually bought a gift, and I was like, no. And she mentioned something like, she texted me like, how can you be so cruel, Jason? And when she texted that, I was like, no, this isn't right. Like, I had a like sense of me that I was glad that I ended things, because the way she just said things was just not correct. And I don't know how she could say I was so cruel, even though she tried to pull all this stuff she did, and she had a bunch of red flags as well with money and all the other stuff. But basically, I would block her number after that. She would send me a lot of voicemails. Like, every week I swear she would send me a voicemail, and it eventually stopped happening because I didn't call back. But I would listen to this voicemails. Like, I shouldn't have done that, but I would listen to this voicemails, and it got me more fucked up. And I remember one time as well, like, for some reason I re-downloaded TikTok, and she actually texted me on TikTok, which is insane because I never used it. I never used TikTok ever. and somehow she found my account. So I don't know how she fucking found it, like goddamn FBI type shit, but yeah, it was crazy. And I'm seeing this video is like gonna be a long ass video, like already 11 minutes, but yeah, man, this girl, like, even now, like, I'm gonna reflect, do a goddamn post interview reflection type shit here, but yeah, this girl, I guess, like, I've been on on a lot of more dates nowadays, and at least like 20 or 30 more dates since that time. I've been with a bunch of different girls, but just her personality just stuck to me. Like, she had a very bubbly personality, very happy-go-lucky. She did have some issues going on, but she always tried to be optimistic. And I remember one time that stuck out to me was we didn't talk for like, I just was busy and stuff, and I finally met up with her after a week, and she was like so happy, like that little happy cat meme, and she was dancing around me like a penguin. She's really happy to see me, and just that emotion and that kind of happy-go-lucky vibe with her, it was just so warming. It was just so good, and I think that was just, I guess, like, that's now what I want in a woman, and like that's why I really like the bubbly type of girl. But yeah, ever since her, like, I don't think I ever met someone similar to her. Not something that's just not wrong. Like, I haven't met someone similar to her, but yeah, like, I mean, I know time heals because it's been at least like more than 4 years at this point, or at least more than 3 years at this point. But yeah, you can never, I swear to God, you can never forget the first girl you ever been with. You know, first time with everything with this girl. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and also comment the first love you ever had, or the first girl that, you know, has got you so fucked up that you can't forget her. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. Ciao.